Yes, fellas. Welcome to Bala Sports. Man, fellas, what's going on, man? Match Madness, man.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
Solo,
So,
Lino,
so
what's going on, bro?
got some teams I want in there. Got some teams I can care less about. It's all about women's, man. It's all about the women's.
How's your brackets looking like?
I threw them out the first day, first hour.
First hour.
I didn't. Mine was there the first game. First game just done.
Well, right now for me, I'm just winning some squares, and there was a little bit disappointed about the Alabama game. But before we get there, man, today we're gonna be discussing, of course, it's about Match Madness, the women's and the men's.
Yes,
Now
sir.
we gotta put the women's first, then put the men's. But we're gonna be talking about the men's and go to the women's. But man, I'm so excited. Actually, he would sit here and say I could talk about women's basketball, college basketball, not even WNBA. Like we're talking about college basketball. I'm not gonna lie, bro, man. I was not a big fan of watching it, but now like I'm so into it, especially since last year.
Yeah.
And we all know because the finals, man, everybody was talking about it, everybody was buzzing, media coverage, great thing, man. But before we get there, fellas, man, damn, what a match madness. But there's one team that just destroying everybody, man. Let's start with UConn. 30, 30 run to power to final
Yo,
four.
I
Beating
don't
Illinois
I don't
52-77. Talk to
I
me,
don't
so
I don't think I've seen, like, in the history of watching college basketball. I don't think I've seen any team being dominant like that to begin the second half. They went on 30 all run, and you know what was surprising? Like, they keep scoring, and the other head coach is not taking time out. I'm like, you better take a time out here. And I think after that 30 all run, that game was over. Because at halftime it was like 3 point game or 4 point game. It was close game. And then second half, they just came out blazing. It was crazy, but that was exciting game. I've not seen a team play that well in that stretch of time in my history of watching college basketball. That was probably one of the best.
Man, that's they listen. They could have called 2 timeouts, 3 timeouts. They could have started the game over. UConn is a damn cheat code, man. Like I don't get how good they are, and I don't honestly. I didn't even watch a second of the game. I
You
don't.
did
Nope. Didn't
what?
didn't care to. I was too busy. I was watching women's college basketball. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't even like just to check in on it, just see what's going on. I just
Right.
got an update. UConn 30-0 run. I'm like, yep, there it is. Like UConn doesn't move the needle for me. They kind of remind me of like the Spurs, where the Spurs were always good, but they're
Right.
they just play the fundamental basketball. There's nothing flashy about them, but they're good. Like
They are one of the best programs in the history of college basketball recently.
I'm
I
just
mean,
waiting for a team to knock them off because I don't want to see UConn win it. I don't want to see Purdue win it. And if they match up in the title game, well, I'm just
you out?
I
speaking
probably
of
won't even watch the game, man. I don't know.
speaking of Peru, I feel like they're the only team that got a chance to beat UConn a little bit. But
Who
we're gonna
played?
talk about them next. UConn. I also heard that this team is better than the team last year, and last year the team won the finals.
They definitely look better.
That's
When
crazy.
I was watching that game, it seemed like the whole five lineup that was playing during that stretch, they
Uh-huh.
all going to be drafted in the first round. That's how good they look. And I'm sure they're not going to all get drafted in the NBA. But the way they
Right.
looked, it was crazy, man. Like
Well,
unstoppable.
the 30 all run for me helped me out because I get to win the squares because my numbers, the losing number is 2, the winning number is 7. So so for
Yo,
me that's what
they
exciting
said
about
every single win in the tournament has been an average of like 30 points or something like that.
it. Right.
29 points.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. It doesn't matter what round, Sweet 16, Lead 8, first round, they destroying everybody.
Damn. That's crazy. How do you even describe this, man? Because remember a couple years ago when Jayhawks won it in the second half, we were down 15 in the finals. Everybody's making a big deal out of that. We make that, I think, what, 15-0 run, right? I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, that was crazy. I thought that was crazy because he was in the finals.
Right.
This shit right here, dude. How do you even coach? Like, to see a team that made it this far and then lose like this, what does that say next year? Like, does that destroy the Illinois' motivation, or just break them down? Period. Like, how they should go from here,
It
getting
did.
destroyed like
It,
this?
it did because Illinois came into the tournament having one of the longest winning streaks in all of college basketball.
Mm.
So they were on the road. They were beating out everybody. And then first round, second round, they were beating out everybody until they met Goliath. They're not ready for it. Like UConn, man, those guys, the bigs, everything. They can shoot threes, 2-pointers. Actually, yesterday's game, they scored more points in the paint than the previous game. So, it doesn't matter how you play them. You can play a 2-3 zone
Right.
defense on them, hoping to work. They just move the ball so well, man.
Right. It's just it's so demoralizing because you go into halftime, you're down by 5 points. You're like, all right,
Right.
like it's I don't have the stats. I don't remember the last time UConn carried a single digit lead. Like it was so close, especially for a tournament game. And
Right.
you're like, all right, guys, we got this. And then they go out, and next thing you know, it's 53-23. And I'm just like if I was a player, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? We just got smacked in the face. Like, UConn was like, you know what, guys? I know we're up by 5, but let's just stop playing with these cats, man. Let's go out there and play UConn ball, and they just go on this ridiculous run. Like, I don't.
Hey, Solomon,
It's crazy at any level in any sport.
right.
It's-
Well, I have heard about a team that makes 27 threes in a row, like the Houston Rockets. Solomon, somebody here, Houston Rocket fan, but I don't think I ever heard 30 in an overrun.
that was a bad game.
Yo, that's just crazy.
Damn, man.
You're right,
Oh,
man.
man.
This is a cheat code, but yo, moving on to the next team they're about to face in the Final Four. Alabama advanced to the Final Four for the first time in school history, beating Clemson. I really thought Clemson was going to win this game at
Dude, man,
first.
I was shocked.
82-89.
You know what sucks is that why it doesn't really suck because Alabama is known to be a football school. Now their football program is going down. I see now the basketball program is going up.
That's the way to put it.
That's how it works. Listen, for the past few years when Nick Saban was the head coach at Alabama in football, they never they keep winning every year. And then the basketball team wasn't that good. And now the past couple of years we've seen the basketball team get really well. Um, I mean, Clemson, it was a nice story, but they just didn't have the firepower. It's not that they got totally outclassed. It's just that I think they got tired because remember they were not supposed to be here. Alabama throughout the year, people thought they were a Final Four team, but Clemson, I think they're just happy to be here. I wasn't surprised, but it was a close game. But looking at the other three teams that made the Final Four, I don't see any of those teams that can do anything against UConn. Just I don't see.
Yeah, I'm just happy that Tar Heels lost. Sorry, Meisner. I'm again. I didn't pick this game up until about 5 minutes left in the game because I was watching women's basketball yet again. But Alabama, like you said, they've been upcoming, and it's gonna be interesting when they play UConn because Alabama can score. So
Right. Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a high scoring game. But UConn can't play defense. They did give up 0 points and they put up 30. So they can play defense, but I feel like it's going to be one of them high scoring games. Just if it's a fast paced game, I think it favors Alabama. I'm not sold on it
And I
because
don't.
because UConn hasn't given me any reason to doubt them yet.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's talk about Clemson for a minute, right? They got 42 points in the paint. Alabama had 26. But what Alabama did special in this game day is that they made 16 threes. 16 3 points.
And you know what I think about that? In a tournament like this, you can't rely on the threes because the three don't always fall. It
But
worked
it worked for
yesterday.
them.
It worked
It worked.
yesterday, but next game might not work.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy, though. I mean, to actually make 16 threes when we got teams like the Jayhawks who barely can make 5 a game.
Are we talking about 5 shots or 5 threes?
Make 5 threes. Yo, I was very impressed with Alabama, but this is where I was disappointed again with Alabama. Okay, like I say, the only thing I'm in there for this so far is the squares. Now look at the numbers. Look at the scoreline. Is I told you my number was 2 and 7 to win. It was 87-82. It was 4 seconds left, and this guy had to go score 2 points to make it 89. 82.
82.
I mean, for me to lose $80 freaking dollars, bro. So I was yelling, screaming. I'm like, "What the fuck would you do that?" Then I realized it's college. It's not like NBA when they play that. You know, what I mean, they just let the clock run. Damn, it was
Plus,
87-82.
plus it was a close game. I mean, it wasn't a total
It was
blowout.
4 point something second left, man. He was wide open. He could have just run around or dance around or do something. He could have do all Michael Jackson moonwalk. He still would have been okay. You know,
Hey, maybe
this guy.
maybe he had man on the game too.
Yo,
Then-
but this is crazy, man. But the next game that was very, very interesting game to me was it was a competitive game. I love basketball games like this, bro. Peru head to the Final Four for the first time in over 40 years, beating Tennessee 66-72. Yo, this was a good game.
Yeah,
This was a great game.
I watched this game. It was close from the opening whistle until the end. Like none of the two teams really ran away with it, which made a great game. I mean, Purdue looked good, but I wasn't that impressed. And I acknowledge they're playing a number 2 seed, which is equally good, but I didn't see anything impressive.
He's not happy. He's not happy. He's not happy.
I just find Purdue boring. I just find them mediocre. I don't think they're a good team. I think other good teams lost to other bad teams, and then it makes Purdue look really good in the end. I'm not the biggest Zach Edey fan. He did have a monster game today.
40 points.
40 points, or I think 16 boards or something like that. I mean, and I haven't seen it all year when I've watched highlights because I'm not really out there like can't wait to watch Purdue today. But he showed a lot of emotion today, and I think that emotion came from he knew that they were gonna win this game and get to the Final Four, and he made sure to call out all his doubters in his press conference, saying all these coaches that passed up on me, they looked over me, which is funny. He's saying that coaches looked over you when you're 7'5", but I knew what he meant. But just a side note, did you see Zach Edey cut down the nets without using a ladder?
Yeah. I saw that.
But like seeing him like passionate, like he was just, you can tell that like he was just saving that for months. And that I did like that. I love when people play with passion. I don't like when people just go out there and just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just different. But I mean,
I mean, the only thing that concerns me about Purdue also, if you look at the stats, yeah, he had 40 points, 16 rebounds. The next high scoring guy had 14 points, and then 9 and I don't know 7 too. And the biggest problem, they had 0 points from the bench. 0. You can play UConn and get 0 contribution from the bench. I think you're gonna win a national title. I just don't see it.
You play UConn, you're gonna need contribution from the fans.
But you know, the crazy thing is that like I believe that I think, for me, in my opinion, I think they're the only team that actually could play against UConn.
Purdue?
Yeah, because of the size.
Yeah, but they're one man team. Just you can't win with one man team.
Yeah, I know. But go ahead.
I don't think they have size. I think all they have is Zach Edey. After that, it's just your usual NBA players. It's just this fake ass damn Yao Ming out there that thinks he's good.
Bro, they got 40 points in the paint.
Yeah.
And they only made three out of 15 from the 3-point.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I think they're good in and out kind of team when they on. I mean, and again, this the madness. Anything could happen. You know, even UConn, like I won't be surprised if UConn face even the next team that we're about to talk about with one of my favorite players in the tournament right now, with DJ Byrne. I make sure I get this one right? Lino?
Yeah, you good?
Bro, I
You
seen
know,
a guy that's playing a bully ball, and I'm the type of person that love bully balls. You know, like this guy's using his size, using all these advantages you can. As DJ Moore leader, lead the way as no card. Nah, NC State beat Duke. Oh, that sounds so good. I fucking hate Duke.
listen, conference games are tough. They're unpredictable, man. I don't think Duke were thrilled to play against NC State. This was like the fourth time they played this season. Because they played twice in the regular season, then they played a couple times, I think one time in the AAC tournament. And then you meet them again, March Madness. You just can't beat a team over and over and over again.
I loved it. I
love
loved
every bit of
I,
it.
I loved it, man. DJ Burns, man. I mean, talking about a big man, and it's like every time after every basket, it Mr. Make, he's running up and down the court smiling.
I
Like
know.
he's just out there having
Right.
fun, and he's not. He is physically imposing, but he's not like Shaq where he's gonna
No.
bully you down. He's actually pretty swift, like with it. Like
Yeah,
he's out there with his
look at the floaters. It was like scoring.
he's out there with his pivot, backing down, fading away, little hook shot, coming down. Like everything that he does is like for a big guy, he's very light in his feet.
Right.
And he's just out there having fun. I mean, but let's not forget about DJ Horn,
Right.
the point guard, because he's been carrying that team too. But yeah,
Yep.
Burns. How can you not talk about DJ Burns, man? 20, I think 26 points, 13 and 19 from the field.
Mm.
Whoo, that boy is good, man. And he got that Musa gap. What? That's why we love him.
Yo, Mosa, but I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
What do you think about his NBA prospects?
You know, man, I mean, he's gonna have to cut some weight, but especially in today's game, you know, with the way the ball move
Up and down, yeah.
up and down, but you never know that because look at Zion. I'm not saying he's Zion, you know what I'm saying?
No.
But I think if he keep working at his game and lose some little bit, gain some muscle, but don't lose too much pounds. But you know, like Lena just say, he's light on his feet. I mean, do I think that he's gonna be in the NBA? Really, I don't know. That's not. I'm not looking that far right now. I'm just enjoying him bullying plays right now, and I do think that if he really work hard and get himself into the NBA shape, as you say, man, you know, a lot of players comes in there, but they're not NBA ready the first season. But I think he will, just to be, you know, just to give him the benefit of the doubt. But right now, I'm enjoying every bit of him. Like he really fun to watch.
You know,
Like he bringing back the whole school basketball.
right. You know who he remind me of? You guys remember Zach Randolph, I think?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the same kind of body and they kind of look alike. And I'm not saying he's gonna have a long career in the NBA like that, but I mean he has potential.
That's
True.
exactly
That's the word,
what
yeah.
he said. He said after one of his press conferences, he was like, he said he's like, I'm Zach Randolph with a Shaq personality.
Huh. Wow, I didn't even hear that.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, but dude, this guy, man. You remember? I think it was yesterday when I sent you I think I DM you on Instagram. I said this gonna be my new favorite team. I mean,
Yeah.
in the tournament, you know, that's crazy because the way he playing, man, like it's really fun to watch him play. And some of the way that he actually backing down plays, I'm like, if he was an NBA, I think they would have called offensive foul on his ass.